Admiral Lee Soo-jin walked into the command room of Terra Station. Her boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. The room was quiet except for the hum of computers. Officers stood around a large table with glowing screens. "Admiral, the message from the council just came in," said Captain Park Min-ho. He looked worried. His face was pale under the bright lights. Soo-jin moved to the main screen. The council seal appeared, a circle with symbols from different alien races. She had seen it many times before, but today felt different. "Read out loud," she said. Park cleared his throat. "The Galactic Council of Allied Species has decided that human colonies on New Seoul, Busan Prime, and Jeju Colony are now under council protection. All humans must leave these worlds within 72 hours. The room became very quiet. No one moved. Soo-jin felt her hands get tight. These were not just any worlds. 12 million humans lived there. They had farms, schools, hospitals. Children were born there. Old people were buried there. "Protection?" asked Commander Kim Ji-woo. "From what?" "They say human expansion is dangerous to galactic peace," Park answered. Soo-jin laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. "Dangerous? We grow food. We build homes. We teach children. How is that dangerous?" She walked to another screen. It showed the 3 worlds. New Seoul was green now, covered with rice fields and vegetable farms. When humans first found it, the planet was brown and empty. Now it fed millions of people across the galaxy. Busan Prime had the biggest spaceport outside Earth. Ships from many worlds came there to trade. The alien merchants made good money. Everyone was happy. Jeju Colony was small, but important. It had the best medical research center in human space. Doctors have found cures for diseases that kill both humans and aliens. 50 years, Soo-jin said quietly. 50 years we have followed their rules. Captain Park nodded. He remembered the early days. When humans first joined the galactic community, they were excited. Space was big. There was room for everyone. The council promised friendship and cooperation, but friendship never came. Every time humans asked to build a new colony, the council said no. When humans wanted to trade freely, the council made special taxes. When human scientists made discoveries, the council took credit. "They put us in a cage," said Kim Ji-woo. "A small cage. And now they want to make it smaller," added Park. Soo-jin looked at the faces around her. These were good people. They had families. They wanted peace. But they were tired of being pushed around. "Admiral, what are your orders?" asked Lieutenant Yu Sun-ah from her position at the communications desk. Soo-jin thought about her daughter on New Seoul. The girl was only 10 years old. She loved to run through the cornfields. She had friends from school. She spoke both Korean and the local alien language. It was her home. She thought about the old farmer Kim Dae-soo on Busan Prime. He was 80 years old. He came from Earth when he was young. He worked for 60 years to make the soil good for growing. Now the council wanted him to leave everything behind. She thought about Dr. Song Hygiene on Jeju Colony. The doctor saved thousands of lives. Alien children and human children. The council did not care. "Admiral?" Park asked again. Around the galaxy, other human commanders waited for orders. Admiral Chun Wei-ming protected the outer colonies. General Nam Ho-suk commanded the defense forces on Mars. Captain Lee Young-ho led the patrol ships near Jupiter. For 50 years, humans always said yes to the council. "Yes, we will follow your rules. Yes, we will pay your taxes. Yes, we will be quiet when you ignore us." The council expected humans to say yes again. They thought humans were weak. They thought humans would always give up. Soo-jin walked to the center of the room. Everyone looked at her. The screen showed the 3 beautiful worlds that humans built with their own hands. The communications panel waited for her answer. In council space, alien leaders sat in their comfortable chairs. They planned how to divide the human worlds among themselves. They thought it would be easy. They were wrong. Soo-jin looked at the message on the screen one more time. 72 hours to abandon everything. 72 hours to give up their homes. 72 hours to crawl back into the cage. She thought about all the times humans tried to be nice, all the times they followed unfair rules, all the times they smiled and said yes when they wanted to say no. Those days were over. Send a response to the council, she said. Her voice was calm but strong. Lieutenant Yu's hands moved over her keyboard. What should I tell them, Admiral? Su-Jin looked at each person in the room. They all nodded. They understood. After 50 years of being polite, humans would finally tell the truth. Tell them no. The word went out across all human space. From Earth to the farthest colony, every human heard the same message. The time for begging was over. The time for fear was over. The council had pushed too far. Now they would learn what happened when humans stopped being nice. Council Speaker Veldar looked at the empty chair in the great meeting hall. The chair was made of earthwood, carved with human symbols. It had been empty for 3 weeks now. Where's Ambassador Chohae-1? Asked the speaker from the bird-like avian race. We do not know, Veldar replied. His tentacles moved in worry. She has not answered our calls. The council hall was huge. Representatives from 47 different alien races sat in a circle. Each chair was different, made for different body types. Some aliens needed water tanks. Others needed special air. The human chair was simple, just wood and metal. But it was the most important chair right now because no one sat in it. Have they sent another ambassador? Asked the rock-like geological delegate. No, said Veldar. They have sent no one. This had never happened before. In 500 years of council history, no race had simply stopped coming to meetings. Even during wars, ambassadors still came to argue and shout. Humans just disappeared. Commander Zextal of the Council Navy stood up. His blue skin was darker than usual, which meant he was worried. Speaker, we have a bigger problem. Human ships have stopped trading with all council worlds. The trade reports were on every screen in the room. For 50 years, human ships carried goods across the galaxy. They were fast and cheap. They never caused trouble. Many worlds depended on human trade. Now the trade routes were empty. Captain Threknos from the Mining Guild spoke next. My people cannot reach the human mining stations. The humans are not answering radio calls. Same problem here, said the representative from the Agricultural Alliance. Human food suppliers have cut all contact. Our people are asking where their grain shipments are. Dr. Yang Su-bin had worked on Harmony 7 Research Station for 15 years. She was the best human scientist in council space. Aliens traveled far to work with her. Her research on new medicines helped millions of beings. Last week, she packed her things and left. She took her whole research team with her. 37 human scientists, gone in one day. Did she say why she was leaving? Asked the station commander. No, sir. She just handed in her resignation letter. It only said, I'm going home. The letter was 1 page long. It thanked the council for the opportunity to work. It was very polite, but it was final. On the outer trading posts, alien merchants waited for human cargo ships that never came. Captain Ryu Teijin used to bring supplies to the mining station on Kepler 442. He came every month for 8 years. The aliens there knew him well. His ship was always on time. This month, his ship did not come. Instead, an automated message played when they called his frequency. This is the Human Confederation Communication Service. The vessel you're trying to reach is no longer accepting calls from council-affiliated sources. Please contact your local council representative for alternative shipping arrangements. The message was polite, but cold. It played the same words over and over. Similar messages came from all human ships, all human stations, all human colonies. In the Council Intelligence Center, Admiral Blexmar studied the reports. The humans were not hiding. Their ships still moved through space. Their colonies still sent out signals. But they would not talk to anyone from Council space. It is like we do not exist to them anymore, he told his staff. The most frightening reports came from the border sensors. Human colonies were turning off their communication arrays one by one. Worlds that had talked to the galaxy for decades went silent. New Sol shut down its communications on a Tuesday morning. The last message was sent to a grain buyer on Alpha Centauri. It said, "Final shipment complete. Contract terminated." Then nothing. Busan Prime stopped transmitting 3 days later. Jeju Colony went dark after that. One by one, human worlds disappeared from the Galactic Communication Network. "Are they preparing for war?" asked a nervous council member. "We do not know," Veldar admitted. "They are not threatening us. They are ignoring us." This was worse than threats. Threats meant the humans still cared what the council thought. Silence meant something else. It meant the humans had decided the council was not important anymore. The Andromedan representative raised four of his arms. "Perhaps we should send a diplomatic mission to Earth." "We have tried," said Veldar. "Our messages are returned unread. Our ships are told to leave council space immediately." "Council space?" asked the Andromedan. "But that is human space." "Not anymore, according to them. They now call it Human Confederation territory. They say council ships need permission to enter." This was very strange. For 50 years, humans had been polite guests in the galaxy. They followed all the rules. They never complained too much. They never made demands. Now they acted like they owned the space around their worlds. "What do they want?" asked the trade representative. That was the question everyone wanted answered. Usually when someone stopped talking, they wanted something. They would make demands or threaten consequences. The humans made no demands. They sent no threats. They just acted like the council no longer existed. In his private office, Veldar looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, 12 billion humans were living their lives, working, playing, having families. But they would not talk to the rest of the galaxy. The silence was becoming louder than any shout could ever be. Scout Han Dongwu's small ship moved quietly through the dark space near human territory. His job was simple: look and report back. The council needed to know what humans were doing after 6 months of silence. What he saw made his hands shake. "Command, this is Scout 7, he whispered into his radio. "You need to see this." Every human world had changed completely. New Sol, which used to be a peaceful farming planet, now had metal rings around it. The rings were covered with weapons that pointed out toward space. Big gun barrels turned slowly, watching for enemies. "How many defense platforms?" asked the commander through the radio. Han counted carefully. "I see maybe 300 around New Sol alone. They are all new. They were not here last year." Above the planet, huge shipyards worked day and night. Sparks flew as workers built new ships. The ships were different from anything Han had seen before. They were dark and sharp, like metal sharks swimming through space. "The shipyards are 10 times bigger than before," Han reported. "They are making ships very fast." Around Busan Prime, the changes were even more dramatic. The planet used to be a trading center where all kinds of aliens came to do business. Now it looked like a military base. Giant space elevators carried materials up from the planet. New factories covered the surface. Han tried to get closer, but warning signals filled his radio. "Unknown vessel. You are approaching Human Confederation space. State your business or withdraw immediately." The voice was calm but not friendly. Han had heard that voice before from human traders. But this was different. This voice meant business. "This is Council Scout 7 on a diplomatic mission," Han replied. "The Human Confederation does not recognize council authority in this region. You have 30 seconds to change course." Han looked at his screens. 3 human patrol ships had appeared from nowhere. They were small but moved very fast. Their weapons were pointing at his ship. He turned around and left quickly. Captain Lee Jae-won commanded the patrol ship Incheon. His ship was new, built in the secret shipyards around Mars. It was faster than any council ship and had weapons that could punch through heavy armor. "Another council scout," said his communications officer, Lieutenant Kong So-young. "That makes 12 this month." "They want to know what we're doing," Lee said. "Let them wonder." Through the windows of his bridge, Lee could see the defense platforms around New Sol. Each platform had enough firepower to destroy a council battleship. There were thousands of them now, protecting every human world. The humans had been very busy, during their 6 months of silence. On Earth, the changes were the most shocking of all. Commander Im Young-suk worked from Defense Platform Sejong, one of 50 battle stations that surrounded humanity's homeworld. Each platform was bigger than a city and armed with the most advanced weapons human science could build. "Ma'am, we have 12 Council ships requesting permission to approach Earth," reported her tactical officer. Young-suk looked at the main screen. The Council ships were big and impressive, designed to intimidate primitive worlds. A year ago, humans would have been afraid of them. Now they look like toys compared to human defenses. "Send the standard message," she ordered. The response went out on all frequencies. "You are in violation of human Confederation space. Withdraw immediately or face defensive action." The Council ships waited for 3 hours. They probably expected humans to start talking, to explain themselves, to make excuses like they always had before. Instead, the defense platforms just watched and waited. Finally, the Council ships turned around and left. They still did not understand. Young-suk said to her staff, "They think we are hiding behind walls." "Are we not?" asked the young officer. Young-suk smiled. "No, we are not hiding. We are getting ready." In the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, thousands of human workers cut rock and moved metal. Admiral Song Hyun-woo watched from his command ship as the biggest construction project in human history continued around the clock. The asteroid belt was becoming a fortress. Mining ships pulled out iron, nickel, and rare metals. Factory ships turned the metals into weapons, ships, and defense systems. Worker ships moved everything to where it was needed. "How many new ships this week?" Song asked his construction chief. 47 warships, Admiral, plus 200 smaller craft. The numbers were amazing. Before the Council's ultimatum, humans had maybe 50 military ships in the entire galaxy. Now they were building 50 new ones every week. The designs were completely new too. Human engineers had studied every space battle in galactic history. They learned what worked and what did not. The new human ships were built for one thing: winning fights. Dr. Park Soo-min worked in a secret laboratory on Titan. Her job was making new weapons. For 50 years, humans had used the same basic technology as everyone else in the galaxy. It was good enough for defense and exploration. Now they needed something better. "The new plasma cannons are ready for testing," she told Admiral Song during their weekly meeting. "How much more powerful than Council weapons?" "About 3 times more powerful, sir. And they use half the energy." Song nodded. "Good. We will need every advantage we can get." Nobody talked about peace anymore. The Council had made their choice when they demanded humans abandon their homes. Now humans were making their choice too. The galaxy was about to learn that pushing humans too far was a very dangerous mistake. Council War Leader Threcknail stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Dominator. The ship was massive, bigger than most space stations. Its weapons could destroy cities. Behind him, 200 warships from 5 different alien races waited for orders. "These humans need to remember their place," Threcknail said to his officers. His voice was deep and scary. For 300 years, he had never lost a battle. "Sir, are we expecting heavy resistance?" asked his tactical officer. Threcknail laughed. It was not a nice laugh. "From farmers and traders? We will be done before lunch." The Council fleet was impressive. The bird-like avians brought their fast attack ships. The rock creatures from Geological Prime sent their heavy battleships. The water breathers from Aquatica provided their submarine-style vessels. The insect people from Hive, 9, brought swarms of small fighters. All together, it was the biggest military force the Council had used in 50 years. "Begin jump to New Sol," Threcknail ordered. Space twisted around the fleet as they entered hyperspace. In a few hours, they would arrive at the human farming world. They would land, arrest the human leaders, and take control. It would be quick and easy. At least that was the plan. Admiral Song Hyun-woo waited in space near New Sol with 40 human ships. His fleet was much smaller than the Council force, but Song was not worried. "Admiral, enemy fleet dropping out of hyperspace," reported his sensor officer. "I see them," Song replied. Through his ship's windows, He watched the Council fleet appear. The enemy ships were big and shiny, designed to look frightening. Song's ships were smaller and darker. They looked like hunting animals waiting to strike. All ships, this is Admiral Song. Remember your training. Fight smart, not fair. The Council expected humans to run away or surrender. Instead, the human ships moved forward at full speed. Sir, they're attacking us. Threxenael's officer said with surprise. Impossible. There are only 40 of them. But the humans were not fighting like anyone expected. Captain Bay June 6 destroyer Gwangju flew straight at the Council flagship. Instead of firing and pulling away, the ship kept coming. He is going to ram us, shouted Threxenael's pilot. The Gwangju hit the Dominator at full speed. The explosion was huge and bright. Both ships were destroyed, but the Council flagship was much bigger. Its loss hurt the enemy fleet more. They are using suicide attacks, reported another Council captain over the radio. But it was not just suicide. It was smart tactics. The humans had studied how Council ships worked. They knew where to hit to cause the most damage. Commander No Min-young led a squadron of 12 human ships against a group of avian fighters. The bird people were fast and good at flying, but the humans had something else. Anger. Target their engines first. No, ordered. Make them helpless. Then finish them. The human weapons were different too. Instead of trying to destroy enemy ships quickly, they were designed to make the crews afraid. Boarding drones that looked like metal spiders crawled through enemy ships. Energy weapons made lights flicker and systems fail in scary ways. On the ground, Lieutenant Colonel Oh Se-hun led the defense of New Seoul's main city. Council troops landed expecting to fight farmers with simple weapons. Instead, they found soldiers who had trained for months just for this day. Oh's troops did not wear bright uniforms or march in neat lines like traditional armies. They wore black armor and moved like shadows. They appeared from nowhere, attacked, and disappeared again. "Where are they?" asked a confused Council soldier over his radio. "I cannot see them." "Behind you," came a human voice. The Council troops were brave and well-trained, but they had never fought an enemy that seemed to enjoy the battle. Human soldiers laughed as they fought. They took risks that made no sense. They acted like winning was more important than staying alive. Captain Lee Min-soo commanded a human cruiser called Taegu. His ship was damaged and surrounded by 3 Council vessels. Any normal captain would surrender. Instead, Lee ordered his crew to overload the ship's power systems. "Sir, that will destroy us," his engineer warned. "It will destroy them too," Lee replied. "That is good enough." The Taegu exploded like a small sun. The 3 Council ships were caught in the blast and destroyed. After 6 hours of fighting, the Council fleet tried to retreat, but the humans would not let them go easily. Human ships chased the survivors, attacking until the very last moment. War leader Threxenael's escape pod was picked up by a Council rescue ship. He was badly hurt and very shaken. "What is your report?" asked the rescue ship captain. Threxenael stared out at the stars where his mighty fleet used to be. Of 200 ships, only 43 had escaped. The others were floating metal and dead crews. "They do not fight like civilized beings," he whispered. "They fight like demons who have nothing to lose." His final message to Council headquarters was broadcast across the galaxy. "We have awakened something terrible. The humans are not farmers anymore. They are warriors and they like war." The Council had made a big mistake. They thought humans were weak and would give up easily. Instead, they had created an enemy that was more dangerous than anything the galaxy had ever seen. President Moon Seon-ho looked out the window of his office on Harmony Station. 1 year ago, this place had been a small trading post. Now it was the capital of the Human Confederation, a network of worlds that controlled a third of the galaxy. "The Andromedan Collective wants to join us," said Foreign Minister Shin Eugene as she entered his office. "That makes 7 alien races who have left the Council to become our allies." Moon nodded slowly. The Andromedans were smart and peaceful. They had watched the war between humans and the Council. They saw which side was winning. "What do they offer?" Moon asked. "Advanced shield technology and 300 warships. In return, they want protection from Council raids." It was a good deal. The Council was angry that alien races were leaving them. They sent attack fleets to punish anyone who joined the humans. But human ships always arrived to help. Captain Yoon Eun-ji commanded the flagship Seoul, the most powerful ship in human space. Her fleet patrolled the borders of human Confederation territory. Half of her ships were built by humans. The other half came from alien allies who trusted human protection more than Council promises. "Captain, we have a distress call from a vegan trading station," reported her communications officer. "Council raiders?" Yoon asked. "Yes, ma'am. 6 ships attacking civilian targets. Set course for the vegan system. Full speed." The Seoul and her escort ships jumped into hyperspace. They would arrive in 2 hours. The Council raiders would learn what happened to people who attacked human allies. In the old Council chambers, Speaker Veldar stared at the empty seats around him. When the year started, 47 races belonged to the Council. Now only 23 remained. The others had either joined the humans or declared independence. "We must do something," said the representative from the mining guild. "Our trade routes are failing. Our colonies are asking for human protection. What can we do?" Veldar replied sadly. "We tried force. It failed. We tried diplomacy. The humans will not talk to us." The empty human chair sat in its usual place. It had become a symbol of the Council's failure. Some members wanted to remove it, but Veldar refused. It reminded everyone of what happened when they pushed too far. Trade Minister Ko Woo-sung reviewed reports from across the galaxy. Independent worlds that had never trusted the Council now sent trade requests to the Human Confederation. They wanted human protection, human technology, and human friendship. "The Tau Cetians want to establish a permanent embassy here," Ko told President Moon. "They say Council taxes are too high and Council protection is too weak." "Approve it," Moon replied, "but make sure they understand our rules. We do not conquer worlds. We protect them. This was a human way. They did not demand tribute or force alien worlds to change their cultures. They offered partnership as equals." Many alien races found this much better than Council control. Ambassador Park Deun could have returned to the Council chambers any time she wanted. The humans were strong enough now that the Council would welcome them back with open arms. But Park had a better job. She worked as a Confederation's representative to the Independent Worlds Alliance, a group of planets that preferred human friendship to Council membership. Every week, new worlds asked to join. "The Centauri colonies want our help with their mining operations," Park told her staff. "They offer rare metals in exchange for defensive platforms." It was good business. The humans got materials they needed. The Centaurians got protection from pirates and raiders. Everyone was happy except the Council. Dr. Lee Hyo-jin worked in the Medical Research Center on Jeju Colony, the same place the Council had tried to take away 1 year ago. Now her laboratory was the most advanced in the galaxy. Scientists from dozens of worlds came to work with her team. "We have cured 3 more diseases this month," she reported to the Confederation Health Ministry. "The reptilian plague, Andromedan bone rot, and human space sickness." Her research helped everyone, not just humans. This was another reason why alien worlds preferred the Confederation. Human science was used to help people, not to make weapons. Admiral Lee Soo-jin sat in her command center on Terra Station, reading intelligence reports about Council activities. The Council still existed, still made laws, still pretended to control the galaxy, but their power got smaller every month. "They are planning another attack on our border colonies," reported her intelligence chief. "Let them come," Soo-jin replied. "We are ready." The human military was now the strongest force in known space. They had learned from every battle, improved every weapon, and built more ships than anyone could count. But more importantly, they had allies who fought beside them willingly. The Council ruled through fear and force. When their enemies were weak, this worked well. But humans had proven that strength could defeat fear, and friendship could defeat force. In his private chambers, Speaker Veldar read the daily reports of worlds leaving the Council. Each day brought more bad news. Each day made the Council smaller and weaker. The great irony was clear to anyone smart enough to see it. The Council had tried to stop human expansion by taking away 3 farming worlds. Instead, they had created the galaxy's new dominant power. The humans had learned an important lesson about galactic politics. Sometimes the best response to bullying was not to be nice or try to make peace. Sometimes the best response was to become too strong to bully and too dangerous to ignore. The galaxy was changing, and the humans were leading the change.